Everybody, welcome to this personality development and self-improvement series of videos. Today we are talking about Tiny Habits by Fogg. This is Anil Kumar with you. We all have behaviors we want to change for the better. All of us know some of our habits are good, some of our habits are not so good, some are bad, some are sometimes ugly, and then it would be better if we could learn some new habits. We all want to change our behavior. How do we do that? For that, we need to clarify our aspiration. What is our goal? What is our ambition? What is our objective? What we want to do with our life? What we want to become? Then we have to explore the options available for our behavior. How we should behave to become the person we want to be. How we should behave so that we will reach our objective. We have to look at the alternatives, the options available by brainstorming. Then we have to match the specific behavior with a specific habit and compare it with what we are right now doing. Our actions versus the behavior and the aspiration, are they in match? Then we have to start tiny. The habits has to be small, atomic, mini, stupidly simple. Then we have to find a good prompt. How a habit can be built. Is it one after another? How small it can be? When it should be? Where it should be? Above and before that, what other habit could be attached to it? And then even for small successes, you need to start to learn to celebrate. Reward yourself for making an attempt. Reward yourself for taking one small step forward. Because every drop makes an ocean. These will cause a cascading waves. And then it is one small step that will make a giant leap later. What we have now next is, so how do we implement our plan to learn new habit? In Tiny Habits box says, first we judge ourselves far too harshly when we fail. So stop judging, just observe. When you are feeling bad, you will not be willing to take any step in any direction. Leave alone change, or leave alone try to become better by doing something new. Next is, we mistake aspirations for behaviors. Our aspirations are different from our behavior. Aspiration is what we want to become, what we want to achieve, and behavior is what we actually do in the present. The present and the future need not necessarily marry each other unless you deliberately make a determined effort towards your devoted goal. Behavior is something you can do right now. It's your habit, it's your action, it's an effort, or at a given point in time, at a given place. But aspiration is in your mind. You cannot achieve it in a moment. It is a result of all your regular behaviors. So we need to understand what our behavior is and what our aspiration is, and see how these can be reconciled. Third and most important thing is, we set big lofty goals and rely on our motivation and inspiration to get that goal. Motivation and inspiration alone will not take you anywhere. It is a determined effort, deliberate effort, dedicated effort, devotion towards a goal. That is what will direct you towards your goal. So motivation is unreliable. It needs a trigger or the ability to do the behavior. What will make you act? What activity of yours will take you to the next step? Motivation won't take you where you want to go. It is your action that will take you. So if we have to change our habits, we have to change it small, in tiny bits, bite size, atomic, minimal, stupidly simple. So we will take a particular behavior, then make it, slice it, dice it into as mini a piece, as tiny a piece as possible, and then it should be possible to fit it naturally into your daily life. And then you have to nurture this habit to make it grow into something giant, something extraordinary. So we need an anchor moment, a time, a place in your life where this tiny habit can be put in, an anchor moment. There is an existing routine, for example, brushing your teeth. And then an event that happens. A phone rings. Whenever a phone rings, you will say something nice. You will bless what happens, or you will be thankful, or you will be mindful. So that is a reminder for you to do something. Anchor moment is existing routine. So every time you brush your teeth, you have to remember to floss your teeth. Every time a phone rings, you have to remember that you will not get angry, you will be nice, you will say please, say thank you and sorry, things like that. So there has to be a trigger, an anchor moment. And then we have to focus on small actions. Actions which are very tiny. It takes less than a minute to do. and immediately you will see the result of the beneficial output of this new habit. For this, we need to create positive emotions. We need to create positive emotions. So a behavior happens when motivation, ability and prompt are there together. You should be motivated for getting that result. You should have the capability of doing it, and then you need a prompt. So unless you have a brush on the teeth and you wake up alive, you will not be having a possibility of flossing your teeth after brushing your teeth. So the behavior happens when motivation, ability and prompt converge. You can also disrupt a behavior, a bad habit. You can stop by ensuring motivation, ability and prompt doesn't occur simultaneously. So you can take away something that gives motivation for that bad behavior. You can take away the ability of carrying out some action that is taking you towards the undesirable behavior. You can ensure the prompt that takes you one step closer to your behavior that you want to stop. That prompt is removed. That you can try. The easier a behavior, the easier you will do. So that is why we have to make it tiny, atomic, small. There are multiple sources of motivation, of which 3 of them are little important. One of them is yourself. You already want to get something done, so you are the motivator. Next is the benefit of punishment that you will get from the people around you. Either if you build your relationship in a proper fashion, if you make your relationship come back on track, people will appreciate you. That is the benefit or the punishment that you get by doing that action. The carrot and stick method. Third is the context. When will you be motivated to do certain things? So this is where we say, when you are in a particular tribe, maybe the heroes that you believe, maybe the team with whom you are, when you are with them, you will be willing to do certain things. Even if it is wrong, you will do to feel like forming part of the tribe. And even if you are right, you will not do certain things if you think the team is not doing, the tribe is not doing. So these are the 3 motivating factors. So we have seen the 3 motivators. Then let us look at the behavior criteria. That is something that we call as a golden criteria or golden behavior criteria. One is, behavior is effective if it helps you in realizing your aspiration. You have an aspiration, your action, the result of your action, the output that you get from your activity, that should be taking you closer to your aspiration. That is the impact of your action. Next is, there should be a motivation for you to do that action. So the impact, the motivation and then the ability. That is, you can do the behavior. The motivation and the impact will come from the will. If you want to do, when there is a will, there is a way. You can do the behavior, the ability. So the criteria is, the behavior is effective in realizing your aspiration. Is it that you want to do that behavior? Are you motivated? And then, do you have the capability to do it? Can you do the behavior? So these are the 3 things that you need to remember. So now we know that benefit or the punishment, we ourselves and our context are the 3 sources of motivation. The golden behavior has 3 criteria: the impact, the motivation and the ability. So now that we know this, what are the criteria and what are the motivators, we should now decide what corrective action we have to take. When we are struggling to change, we have to ask ourselves, why are we struggling to change? Why are we not able to implement the corrective action that we want? What is making us to do a particular behavior, that is not acting? What is making us to stop from doing a particular behavior, that is not proceeding with the action that we want? Why is it hard? What is the stopper? Why are we hesitating? What is the blocker? Do we have enough time? Do we have enough money or the other resources? Are we physically capable, mentally ready? Does this behavior require something extra, that is a creative energy and innovative mental strength? Or does this behavior fit our current routine? Suppose you wake up at 8 o'clock and every day everybody says going to gym or doing exercise should be between 6 and 7. Then it won't work. If you look at Robin Sharma's 5 AM Club, he says that people who wake up early are able to achieve a lot of things within a short period of time. So in 1 hour, 5 to 6, you will achieve what other people will do it in 3 hours. Now suppose you are late waking up, you don't wake up early, there is no chance that you will be able to do those things at that fresh early morning hour. So that behavior that you want to do does not fit into your current routine because it is a sleeping time. So these are the issues that we have, and we will come to know of these issues if and only if we are willing to ask questions about what we want to do. The breakthrough question. What is the main question? How can I make this behavior easy? So if you are not going to gym, if you are not going to jog, you should ask, how can I make this behavior easy? Learn about that habit, learn about that behavior. See why you want to build it, see how you want to build it, see where and how you want to fit it in your daily routine. Ensure that it motivates you, ensure that you have a reward for doing it, ensure that your context is supporting you. Then get the tools and resources. If you are not able to go to the gym, better buy the gym machines and keep it at home. If you can get the tools and resources under your control, then make the behavior tiny. Do one push-up every time you go to washroom. Do one push-up every time that you get a half a second break. So instead of doing 100 push-ups every day early in the morning, if you cannot get up early in the morning, or if you don't have time early in the morning, or if you don't have enough time to do 100 push-ups in one stretch, make it tiny. Focus on small starter steps. Very stupidly simple, atomic, sliced, diced portion of that habit. One small move. This will cascade and take you closer to the desired behavior, desired habit, desired objective, desired aspiration. Likewise, when it is a negative habit you want to, when you are scaling it back, take one small step away from that negative behavior, negative habit or negative thing, so that you will shrink it in slow bits and pieces. There are three types of prompts. We have seen the three types of behaviors, the three criteria of an habit. There are three types of prompts. Person prompt, that is, you have to rely on something inside of you to help something. It is unlikely to lead to meaningful change. From within you, it is very difficult to get that prompt if you are not really motivated. Then the context prompt, the situation. In your environment, that cues you can have to take action. Sometimes it is problematic, but when you have too many cues. So it's a person prompt, either you yourself or your very close person will have to prompt you. Other is a context prompt. Third is the action prompt. This is very easy. Why? This is a behavior that you already have, brushing your teeth. And then what you want now? Flossing. You want to just add to it. You have an existing behavior. This will remind you when early in the morning, where in your washroom, what, brushing your teeth. All that is there. The location, the time, the existing habit, the routine. There is no need for you to find anything extra, a situation or a time. So it's already embedded in your life, seamlessly merged with your life. So you just add one more and then add one more, then one, stack it. And then this will give a snowball effect, a placebo effect of very good small tiny habits, adding one upon another, taking you closer to your aspiration. So what formula can we derive to see how these prompts will help you? After I anchor, I will do the new habit. Anchor is brushing your teeth and new habit could be flossing your teeth. So after I will. It's a very simplistic thing that you can do when it is made into a sliced, diced, tiny, atomic, mini, small, strategic, simple. You have to match the physical location. Now if it is flossing your teeth, you can add to brushing your teeth. Now if it is something else, I will think 10 creative ideas. If it is something else, I will write one essay every day. That you cannot add it to your brushing your teeth while you are in the washroom. So you have to match the physical location, you have to match the frequency, and then you have to match the theme and purpose. A push-up cannot be added to something else that you do while you are in a meeting with your team in the office. So those are the things that you need to look in and decide. In life, at office and at work, we are quick to find fault with our foibles. We are quick to find faults. We are not kind to ourselves or others. Whenever we have to be blind to faults, we are not so. And then, whenever there are successes, many times we don't adequately appreciate, reward or celebrate. So we have to celebrate the achievements, be it in you, be it in others. We have to celebrate the achievements. It may be small, but then it is a small step, the small achievement that is going to lead to bigger, larger achievements. As long as people have a strong positive emotion, habits can form quickly. So when you keep on rewarding small tiny habits, it will grow into larger, bigger, better behavior that will take her closer to the aspiration. It works for the individual, it works for the team, it works for the organization, it works for the community and culture. When you celebrate, you create a positive feeling, an emotion. And this is on demand, this is the context. So this positive feeling will take you motivated to the next positive feeling again and again as a cycle. The feeling wires a new habit into your brain. It reiterates, it fortifies. So we will remember that good behavior is rewarded, and so good behavior will be practiced again and again. We are likely to do it more. So these are some of the teachings of Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg. We were talking about tiny habits as a part of the personality development and self-improvement series of videos. This is Anil Kumar here. Thanks for watching this.